back to my channel NK Academy. In today's class, we are going to learn future perfect tense. This is a part of the module on tenses, which is prepared to help you master all the tenses, and that too in an easy way, so that you can use them efficiently and correctly. Till now, you have learned present tense, past tense, simple future, and future continuous tense. The links of the video lessons are given in the description section. In case you want, you can watch them. Future perfect tense is an advanced tense and is used to talk about an activity that will be completed by a certain time in future. So, let's get started. As I told you, future perfect tense, it's an advanced tense. If you are learning this, it means that you are an advanced speaker of English. So, in this video, we are going to learn what is future perfect tense, how is it formed, when is it used, how to form sentences in future perfect tense, positive sentences, negative sentences, questions. And as is the practice, you will be taking a test at the end of the video. The answers of the test are provided in the description section, which you can check. Alright, so let's begin today's lesson. So what's the first thing we'll be discussing? What is future perfect tense? As the name indicates, it is something to deal with future. What is future? Now is present, before that is past, and after now is future. So this tense, as you know, is related to something that will happen in future. So let's begin by knowing what is future perfect tense. Let me explain you with a simple example. Suppose you want to borrow a book from your friend Rekha. You asked her over the phone that you want that book. She told, I can collect it from her before 4 p.m. I asked her if I can collect it by 7 p.m. She replied, oh no, I will have gone to my aunt's place by then. It means that Rekha is going to leave for aunt's house sometime after now, but before a certain point in future, and that is 7 p.m. So, what is future perfect tense? Future perfect tense is a tense which talks about an activity that will be completed by a certain time in future. That's future perfect tense. Did you get it? Like, you are talking about an action that is going to happen in future, but before a certain time. Is it clear? So that is future perfect tense. Am I clear to you? Let's see some more examples. The train will have left by then. He will have completed the work by tomorrow. Alright, he will complete by tomorrow. So the structure is subject plus auxiliary verb plus past participle form of the verb. Did you get it? Another example you see. Mom will have cooked our favorite lunch. So what is the future perfect tense here? It is will have cooked. So what are added in the structure? Will and have. The auxiliary verb will plus have plus past participle form of the verb, subject, auxiliary verb, have plus past participle form of the verb. The easiest part is will, that is the auxiliary verb. The same auxiliary verb can be used with all the pronouns as well as proper nouns. So let's see how you can use it. I will have done, you will have done, we will have done, they will have done, he will have done, she will have done, it will have done, Rajit will have done. So that's the beauty of it. The same auxiliary verb with all the pronouns as well as proper nouns. Okay, let's see the situations in which we use future perfect tense. As I told you, the first situation is when we talk about actions taking place in future and getting completed before a certain point of time in future. Example, we are planning to go to Switzerland to our aunt's place. She will have shifted to a new house by then. So which words represent that this is in future perfect tense? Will have shifted. Another example, we can plan the picnic on next Saturday. I will have finished my exams by then. So we are planning a picnic for Saturday, and by then you will have completed or you will have finished your exams. Second situation, actions happening in future but getting completed before another action begins. Listen to it carefully. Actions happening in future, happening after now, but getting completed before another action starts. In that situation too, we use future perfect tense. Let's see some examples. By the time kids return home, I will have completed all my household chores. Another example. By the time guests arrive, I will have finished my cooking. So these are the two situations in which we use future perfect tense. And remember, there are some expressions which are often used while making sentences in future perfect tense. And what are those expressions? They are by then, by tomorrow, by Saturday, by May 2021, by next year, by next century. So generally we use these expressions in future perfect tense. Let's see how to make sentences in future perfect. The structure, as I told you, is very simple. It's just subject plus will plus have plus past participle form of the verb. He will have arrived. He is the subject. Auxiliary verb is will. We are adding have, and arrived is the past participle form of arrive. Isn't it very simple? Yes. So let's make some more positive sentences. I will have arrived. You will have arrived. Why don't you repeat after me? It'll be a good practice. Repeat after me. We will have arrived. They will have arrived. He will have arrived. She will have arrived. It will have arrived. Rajit will have arrived. And you know this. We can also use the short forms or contracted forms. I'll have arrived. I will becomes I'll. I'll have arrived. You'll have arrived. We'll have arrived. They'll have arrived. He'll have arrived. She'll have arrived. It'll have arrived. So all these are positive sentences. Now let's see how to make negative. The structure is very simple. We only add not. But where do we add not? We add not between will and have. So the sentence structure is subject plus will plus not plus have plus past participle form of the verb. Now let's make the sentences. I will not have arrived. You will not have arrived. We will not have arrived. They will not have arrived. He will not have arrived. She will not have arrived. It will not have arrived. Rajit will not have arrived. Alright? And how do we make the short forms? I won't have arrived. Will not will change to won't. I won't have arrived. You won't have arrived. We won't have arrived. They won't have arrived. He won't have arrived. She won't have arrived. It won't have arrived. Rajit won't have arrived. So these are the short forms in negatives. Now let's see how to make questions. What's the structure? The structure is will plus subject plus have plus past participle form of the verb. Will I have arrived? And what will be the answer? Yes, I will have. No, I won't have. Will you have arrived? Yes, you will have. No, you won't have. Will we have arrived? Yes, we will have. No, we won't have. Will they have arrived? Yes, they will have. No, they won't have. Will he have arrived? Yes, he will have. No, he won't have. Will she have arrived? Yes, she will have. No, she won't have. Remember, friends, the more you speak, better it will be for you to use them while you are conversing. So when I'm telling these sentences, repeat after me. You get practice. You will get good practice of telling them. Alright, now let's take one positive sentence in future perfect and change it into different forms of the sentence. Let's take the sentence, I will have painted. Okay, I will have painted is a positive sentence in future perfect tense. I will not have painted. This is the negative. Will I have painted? What is that? That's a question. So making questions also is very easy in future perfect. Now let's take this big task. And what is the task? Let's take a base form of the verb and form all the tenses which we have learned. Alright, so let's take the verb teach. Teach is the base form, that is the present form. Now let's make. I teach. Which tense is this? Yes, you are right. It is simple present. I am teaching. Present continuous. I have taught. Present perfect. I have been teaching. Present perfect continuous. I taught. Past tense, simple past. I was teaching. Past continuous. I had taught. Past perfect. I had been teaching. Past perfect continuous. I will teach. Simple future. I will be teaching. Which tense is this? Right, it is future continuous tense. I will have taught. Which tense? It is future perfect tense. So we have learnt all these tenses. Now we are left with only one tense, and that is future perfect continuous tense, which we will be discussing in my next video lesson. Alright, so that's all about future perfect tense. As I told you, it's an advanced tense, and the fact that you are learning this tense means you are an advanced learner of English. So, if you are following my lessons, then you know that we have learnt present tense, past tense, and simple future, future continuous, and today we have learned future perfect tense. Now it's the time for the test. Are you ready for the test? Yes, you are. I think so. So let's read it. So what you have to do is you have to make clues are given here. You have to make future perfect tense using those clues. First one, I leave by 6. You finish the report by the deadline ? When we do everything. She finished her exams by then, so we can go out for dinner. You read the book before the next class. She not finish work by 7. When you complete the work. 8th one, they arrive by then. We be in London for 3 years next week. She get home by lunchtime. Okay, so take the test, check your answers from the answer key which is provided in the description section. So that's all for today. See you in the next video, in which we will be discussing future perfect continuous tense. Till then, goodbye. See you soon. Stay blessed. Stay happy.